have a budget amendment, which would be, I guess, the final budget amendment for the 2011-12 fiscal year. Adjusting a few line items, moving money from one line to the next. It's displayed up there. Those final adjustments. Any questions? Motion been made and seconded to approve the amendment as it's displayed up there. All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 absent. Next item has to do with, as usual, with our bills and expenses that we have incurred since our last meeting. You see the aggregate amounts displayed up there, and also the receipts, monies that we've received also during the same period of time. Motion been made to pay the bills, and there's a second. Any questions? Always good to pay the bills, I guess. All in favor? Our creditors appreciate it. Okay.